going on, guys? It's me, Glitch, back here with another YouTube video and all of that. Today's topic, what we're going to be doing is KCM 1 Naruto versus MS Sasuke. This is going to be like their versions when they both fought their Raikage and all of that shit, right? So yeah, if you could like, subscribe, do all of that shit before we get into the video. So yeah, now let's get into it. You will just be starting off with MS Sasuke's scaling, because like realistically, I think if you were to get hit directly with a Rasengan, he would just die, since in the 5 Kage Summit arc, he has no base durability feats without using his Susanoo and all of that, and AP doesn't equal durability in this instance, since Shidori is just above your normal AP. So yeah, he really has no, so if he just gets tapped so much as touched by a Rasengan, he's just going to die, right? So with that out of the way, he's relative with a Shidori amp, he's relative to V1 Raikage. This is something he would use in character, so that's why I'm not like completely counting it out and saying, oh, he's amped, therefore I'm not going to take it into consideration, right? So since he uses this in character and all of that, I'll just say he's relative to V1 Raikage. To address him, the arguments for him being relative to V2 Raikage, Karen pretty much directly states that nothing can keep up with the Raikage's body flicker, right? So Sasuke is just like getting beaten up in the speed department. He can't keep up with V2 Raikage, not to mention that the Raikage wasn't even using the Lariat or his fastest punch, as he states in the KCM 1 Naruto fight, right? So you could just argue he's holding back in speed, or he's holding back in his fastest techniques, right? So he's just relative to V1 Raikage, below V2 Raikage, right? His Susanoo is something that we should take into consideration in this fight, because we have to go off the fact of, would KCM 1 Naruto be able to damage MS Sasuke should he put up his Susanoo? I don't think that KCM 1 Naruto is above V2 Raikage in terms of AP, right? Because B is pretty confident that KCM 1 Naruto would die if like the Raikage so much as hit him, right? So he's just, so like we're in this situation where we don't know, or we do know, right? And what we do know is that the Susanoo is able to tank hits from V1 Raikage, right? As he gets like power bombed into the ground and he just tanks it, right? We also know that Naruto is able to block hits from V1 Raikage. So yeah, pretty much both of them in terms of like Susanoo durability and Naruto's like AP, because AP equals durability, right? They are both above V1 Raikage, so we can't really like create any scaling between the two. I do believe, right, that the MS Sasuke's Susanoo activation speed should be on par with V2 Raikage's speed, seeing as he's able to activate his ocular jutsu like Amaterasu before the Raikage is able to hit him. So like we're in this situation where we don't know KCM 1 Naruto's AP, and we also don't know Sasuke's like Susanoo's durability, so we can't say like, oh, we'll just go with Naruto being unable to damage it. But like now you may think, how would he win this fight if he's unable to damage his Susanoo? Well, we know that Naruto is able to completely outpace the V2 Raikage's fastest punch, right? But we run into the same situation again, right? Since Sasuke's Susanoo activation speed is above the Raikage, and so is Naruto's normal speed, so we can't scale, like create any form of scaling between the two. But like I'm pretty sure there's a calc that puts that I'll put it on the screen right now, that puts Naruto at, let me go and check right now. So essentially, it puts Naruto at like 88 like times faster than light, while the Raikage is like 90% speed of light, right? In the calc, so there's just a massive difference in speed between the two. So we can put a quantification, right? Let's assume that this calc is correct now. Like we can put a quantification on how much above Naruto is above the Raikage, right? But we can put a quantification on like how much faster MS Sasuke is than the Raikage. And since we're working with an unquantifiable, we can't necessarily say that it would be above the difference between Naruto and the Raikage, or below it. So essentially, here is how I think, like here's what I will just like say right for now, right? Naruto is in this position where he can't damage Sasuke Susanoo. We don't know if he's fast enough to hit we don't know if he's fast enough to like blitz Sasuke before Sasuke can put up his Susanoo, right? Which, like what it says, Naruto can't even damage, right? And right, what's his face? So yeah, that's just so Naruto can damage Sasuke. All of Sasuke's ocular jutsu are too slow to be damaged to even hit Naruto, right? So yeah, essentially they are at a stalemate. But when Naruto really has the edge is his stamina. Sasuke is unable to put up his Susanoo for extended periods of time, right? Or for as long as Naruto can fight. So I just see Naruto waiting out till Sasuke like runs out of stamina, runs out of chakra, right? Since we know that he can overuse his Susanoo, just after like a few moments he goes to blind really quickly, right? So yeah, I think that Naruto would not be able to defeat Sasuke without like waiting out Sasuke's for Sasuke's stamina to run out. But I also think that Sasuke would be unable to defeat Naruto, right? In any way, shape, or form. He's just not fast enough. He doesn't have the AP, right? So yeah, they essentially are stalemates. People like to bring up that Sejima Naruto should be above Taka Sasuke, but I think that Taka Sasuke is just like massively below. Yes, Taka Sasuke is just massively below 5 Kage-sama Sasuke and Raikage 5 Sasuke. Since the entire point of Sasuke going to the 5 Kage-sama is to get stronger. So yeah. And fighting amps you. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Remember to like, subscribe, do all of that shit, and yeah, bye, peace out.